Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. As the state election campaign enters its second week, the major parties are working hard to woo voters with their policies. The Labor Party says it will invest in mental health, while the Liberals are trying to win over sporting fans with upgrades to facilities.
The Premier pulling out his best tricks to help Tasmania secure a share of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup.
Oh, yes!
After Launceston lost out on hosting matches.
A $10 million fund to support investment into regional soccer, actually I should say football facilities, the round ball game.
To improve grounds in a bid for base camps and training camps to be hosted by the state.
So if we can get a national team down here, they will bring somewhere between 10 and 50,000 fans with them to watch those base camps and the team's training.
The Liberals hoping to kick goals with an events fund as festivals consider their future in the state.
To ensure that we can continue with those fantastic festivals and events.
Also hoping to reel in voters with a $3 million grants program for fishing facilities.
The funding will be made available for things like an upgrade of pontoons, for jetties, for amenities and the like.
A similar announcement to that made by Labor yesterday.
It's recognition that Labor are following in our footsteps.
The Liberal Party are walking backwards if they think that and are taking Tasmania backwards literally, because we made that announcement before they did.
Committing to additional funding for youth mental health programs and to provide support for students in all public schools.
Nearly $42 million to make sure that we can support young people access the mental health care they need.
Young people need to know that mental health isn't something that they cannot talk about, but equal to that, they need to know where the support is.
Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
Police have responded to a shot being fired inside a Launceston home. The residents of the Balfour Street property were woken up at around 3:30 this morning by the shot entering their house. However, at the time, they believed it had been a power surge. It wasn't until a hole was found in the window this morning that they realised a bullet had entered their home.
The occupants were at home at the time. They were in another room asleep. Obviously, they have some concern, but they appear okay about the incident.
Police say the incident is unrelated to the shooting which occurred in St Leonard's on Thursday night. 8 people, including 2 children, have been rescued from Mount Wellington overnight after misreading an older map. The group contacted police at around 7:30 last night after becoming disorientated more than 8 hours after beginning their walk. Police say the group was well equipped for a day walk but not for walking at night. Authorities were able to locate the individuals through a mobile phone locating tool. They were rescued in the early hours of this morning. Travellers from areas in Queensland which were labelled as coronavirus hotspots have today been released from quarantine. Included in that group were cyclists returning from last week's National Track Cycling Championships, with many frustrated they were kept in isolation for 2 days longer than those in other states.
She couldn't hang around and wait.
Thursday was quite difficult. It was an interesting decision, but I'm glad today that they've obviously rethought things and it's looking a little bit better.
Right through this, we've taken a sensible and cautious approach. Right now, Tasmania, I think, is the safest place in the country, if not one of the safest places in the world.
Public Health says there are still restrictions placed on those who have visited high-risk premises at certain times. It was a scorcher for southern Tasmania today, with authorities predicting Hobart has recorded the state's highest April temperature, breaking the previous record set in 2005. The state's capital reaching 32.3 degrees, Bushy Park and Campania both heating to 31.9. Authorities remain on alert with a high fire danger warning recently issued for parts of the southeast and Midlands districts for the Easter weekend. The Brine Island ferry has been busier than ever this Easter period, with visitors flocking to the popular tourism spot. Local business operators welcoming the bumper weekend, still recovering from last year's lockdown.
These top athletes chopping through pieces of wood, one of many attractions here at the Brine Island Easter Carnival, drawing in plenty of regular holiday makers.
We've got a shack down here and we thought it'd be nice to spend Easter in the sun.
We've always come down to Brine for holidays. We've had a shack down here for about 30-something years, and it's Brine Island. It's the best place in the world.
The festival seeing record numbers in its 15th year.
This, I would say, is our biggest event yet. We have actually are overwhelmed with the attendance and the businesses that have come on to support us.
With this sunny Easter period, bringing in a flurry of visitors to the popular destination.
We're just driving, taking photos.
We had some cheese. Actually.
Yeah, it was good.
A welcome boost for local businesses after shutting down last year amid the pandemic.
Yeah, look, it's been fantastic. I reckon it's probably the busiest Easter we've had on record, and I think particularly when you consider it compared to this time last year, it's a pretty different story. Everyone just seems in really high spirits and really pleased to be here.
Now also seeing tour guides back in action, showcasing the top sites.
It's been very busy. Last year was virtually a zero income for a lot of small tour operators, and for us, you need the income to survive. And hey, it's great to see just the people coming in.
Actually really keen to check out some of the peaks over there and get some great photos. Yeah,
I think we'll go to some of the capes and stuff, and it'd be beautiful.
The ferries behind me here have been flat out over the past few days. SeaLink has been operating 3 vessels since Thursday, saying it's working hard to transport everyone as quickly and safely as possible.
It's been a really amazing boost to our little economy.
Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, visitors faced long lines to get into the Salamanca market this morning, with queues stretching down the street and across the lawns of Parliament. But despite the heat, people were happy to wait patiently for their turn.
We've been waiting about 40 minutes, I'd say. Yeah, to get in. So it's worth the wait though.
We've been waiting for about half an hour.
Been here about 20-25 minutes. I'm from Adelaide, so looking forward to going in.
The Hobart City Council says the market reached its COVID capacity of 4,000 people several times throughout the day. Basketball fans and players have put their skills to the test, taking to the court at the Tasmania Jack Jumpers inaugural Family Day and 3x3 Challenge. More than 3,000 people have now registered as foundation members, and the club is hoping to sign its first players within the next month.
And even on a day like today, when we still don't have a player, and to get so many people to come down and support us and register their interest, I think is fantastic.
The Tasmania Jack Jumpers will hold an event in Launceston on Monday. An Eastern Derby was on offer as the final course of the TSL's Round 1 menu. Lauderdale's star recruit Alan Christensen kicked 3 goals in the first half as the Bombers got away to an early lead. A spirited Clarence came back hard but ran out of time, going down by 5 points. That result came after Launceston got their premiership defence off to the perfect start last night. A 7-goal final quarter helping them beat North Launceston by 55 points.
It was the perfect start to life at Launceston for Cody Thorpe, kicking the first goal of the Blues TSL opener.
In he comes, chips it over the umpire's hat, it's a goal.
North Launceston's high-profile summer departures didn't help its cause. With 5 debutants in the side, it didn't score until midway through the second term.
So Daniel Withers kicks the first for North Launceston.
Despite some key outs for this match themselves, the Blues were in full flight, relishing their newly found status as top dogs.
He's got Musica, and Musica takes the mark just outside the goal square.
Having led the competition's goal charts last year, Dylan Riley led all scorers on this night with 3 majors.
Back into the goal square to Riley, who snaps for goal and puts the icing on the cake for the Blues.
Jake Hines found 2 himself and was amongst the Blues' best.
Hines, up and under, keeps going, it's good.
It was a blue night for North, beaten soundly by Launceston.
Another one for the Blues. They're running rampant here in the last quarter.
A 55-point win for the defending champions, who've shown their favourites for this year's Flag 2. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening everyone. A clear day across the state today, with Hobart at the top reaching 32 degrees, 26 in Launceston, Burnie 23 and 21 in Devonport. Across the state, Friendly Beach is reaching 30, Strawn and Flinders Island both 26, 24 on King Island and Lowhead 21. A sunny and almost cloud-free day across the state today, with a mid-level cloud band approaching southwestern parts of the state. Across Australia, thunderstorm clouds are seen over the southwest of Western Australia, while a large area of low to mid-level cloud lies over the Queensland coast. Tomorrow's chart shows a cold front near Tasmania. A high sits over the north of the Bight, while troughs lie along the west coast of Western Australia. Westerly winds tomorrow 20 to 30 knots, although 15 to 25 knots in the northwest, and reaching up to 35 knots in the south, swells increasing to 4 to 6 metres in the west and south. And there is a gale warning current from Tasman Island to Low Rocky Point for westerly winds, a strong wind warning from Stanley to St Helens Point, from Wineglass Bay to Tasman Island, and from Low Rocky Point to Sandy Cape. 19 in Hobart tomorrow, partly cloudy, and 20 in Richmond, ooze 18. Sunny and 23 in Launceston, Devonport reaching 21, 20 in Deloraine. 19 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, Strawn, possible showers, and 17, 19 and partly cloudy in Curry. And in the east, 23 and sunny in St Helens, Swansea 22, and Whitemark a top of 20. And the UV tomorrow remains at a moderate level across the state. Looking on to Monday now, showers about the west and developing in the northeast. Fine apart from possible showers about the northeast on Tuesday, and on Wednesday fine with those showers continuing in the northeast. 34 in Perth tomorrow, 30 in Adelaide, mostly sunny, and 23 in Melbourne, and 28 in Canberra and Sydney. And it's currently sunny across the state, with Hobart still 27 degrees, 21 in Launceston, and 19 in Devonport. And a reminder that daylight savings does end tonight. Clocks will wind back by 1 hour at 3 a.m, meaning, Lou, we get an extra hour's sleep tomorrow.
I look forward to that every year. Thanks for that, Chelsea. And that's all your news for now for this Saturday evening. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for Easter Sunday. Have a lovely night. Good night.